When it comes to franchise mashups, there's been quite a few that have raised eyebrows. Zelda Dynasty Warriors, Pokemon Nobunaga's Ambition, but no one, literally no one ever thought, you know what that Ultraman fella needs? To be part of the Monster Rancher series. That's what we've got today, a review of Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. Let's take a look. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and that bell. It will be the best thing you do today. Unless, of course, you subscribe to my other channel, A Bit More Jordan, for a lot more me. Long video game retrospectives. So, Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. In this world, kaijus and humans once lived together. How? I don't know, but I'm guessing human life expectancy wasn't particularly high. But some shenanigans happened and the kaijus ended up being sealed in stone discs, which somehow people can harness and call them forth to battle. It makes sense. You are a recently graduated breeder, which, considering this game contains Ultraman and a variety of dinosaurs, squids and turtles, sounds like it should be found on the dark web. But despite the name, there is no jiggy jiggy here. Ultraman is, and always will be, a pure boy. Funny thing is, you don't seem to have been registered yet, so for the time being, you need to have a chaperone to help you out. She's basically the tutorial, and she's a very good one at that. So what is this game all about? Well, get kaijus, train kaijus, fight kaijus, and then bathe in the millions of gold coins that you'll be earning. Simple. So you start off this game without a kaiju, but there are many ways to get one. You can use a memory board, which is the in-universe term for NFC. Yeah, if you have any NFC devices hanging around, you can use that to generate a unique monster. Sadly, amiibos don't work. I guess they needed some sort of license or agreement with Nintendo, but whatever. If you have something, you can scan it and it will generate a monster. I personally use my work cafeteria card, which gave me this. Thanks for that. I guess it's better than the crap cold fries and the 3-day-old cake you usually get. But you can also get seasonal random freebies if you have no money, and you can also write keywords, a main one and then subwords. There's some technical method to the madness, but there's no way you can generate something akin to what you write, of course. I went with my initial instinct and went with the 2 words that are most important to any man out there. Banana flamethrower. Yeah, I didn't get a banana flamethrower, but I got myself the snapping turtle fella, which of course I called Juan. The final method is by entering a code, which I guess will be distributed at some point, or maybe they're cheat codes, I don't know, I didn't use it. I was all about them keywords. Green Day, Champagne Supernova. I even tried Ultraman, which didn't give me Ultraman. Thwarted. Anyway, sticking with Juan, he's my boy. Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher basically takes the gameplay loop of the first Monster Rancher games and puts the ridiculous kaiju spin on them. So maybe you already know what kind of thing you're getting if you watch my review of the Monster Rancher re-releases. Simple but incredibly addictive gameplay of you getting a monster, training it up with simple commands, making sure they're in tip-top shape, and then letting them loose in tournaments against people's other monsters. The tutorial for this is pretty full on. It takes you step by step. You have your helper doing her job, and you even have a dude who can translate what the kaiju is feeling. How talented. On your giant ranch, you can send your monsters out to train various stats, sculpting the pyramids, blowing windmills. You have to focus on what stats you need, but you need to make sure you balance the feelings of the kaiju. They're not machines, you know. Except when they are machines, but they have feelings too. They get tired, they get pissed off, and they can even lose or gain weight after a bad breakup, I suppose. You can let them rest between training sessions and tournaments, just take care of them. It's all incredibly hands-off though, you don't need to do jack. This entry seems much easier than the ones I played before, so it's not often they fail the tasks, but when they do, it's not really a big deal. Why are you training though? To beat the living crap out of other kaijus, of course. You can enter varied tournaments, but only so many depending on your monster's rank. You start at E rank, and you need to work your way up to the top. This is not particularly tough or difficult here, but if you're gonna raise multiple kaijus, it will be time consuming. I've always thought the battles in Monster Rancher were weird, and this is no exception. You can strafe left and right with the shoulder buttons. When you're at a certain distance, you can use a corresponding ability, but only if you have enough guts, which is such a 90s word, and I love that they still use it. You got the guts, kid? That goes up as time goes on. Your kaijus miss a lot. That's to avoid spamming and make it look a bit more epic, but it also means that a lot of the time, the timer will run down before one of you can win. However, who has the highest health percentage left will get the victory, so that's nice. The battle system feels rather weird and a bit random, but dashing and pushing your opponent away helps to make you feel like you have a little bit more control. Not much though. The gameplay loop is always surprisingly short. Train, have a sleep, have a fight, rinse and repeat. There's plenty of conversational stuff between with the characters to help flesh it out a bit, but it's still very quick. And it's fine because the loop is very, very addictive. It is easy to lose hours to this without realizing it. At some point, you may think your beast has run its course. In fact, they do get too old and they have to retire. Yeah, I guess they don't want these famous properties actually dropping dead. Tecmo didn't care about their crappy creatures copying it, but I guess Ultraman is worth a bit more than the randomness of Monster Rancher. So before they retire, you probably don't want to lose all that hard work. You can fuse your veteran monsters together to allow some essence of them to stay with you, but they will often change form. So Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher it's a good game. If you played Monster Rancher 1 and 2 on the Switch, you've played this, except it's way more refined, it looks better, and has blokes in rubber suits looking like prats in a kind of badass way. I really enjoy it, but it's not like the ultimate monster raising experience that you may be looking for. The depth really is not here, but it is fun. It's hard to be so enthusiastic about it when it's as simple as this, but I tell you, I do enjoy it. Now this is available digitally and physically, although the physical version is only available in Asian regions, and a few of those releases do have English. Yes, the Hong Kong version and the Southeast Asian version, both of those have English. The Japanese release does not. But the ones that you want are in the description and the pinned comment of this video. I have helped you out, you don't need to worry. And if you do purchase it, you can also support SwitchWatch at the same time, and you get some actual tangible value. You can keep it forever, or sell it on to get some money back once you've had your fill. Check the links below, and bonus, if you click our links, you can also get a very tasty 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia with our current discount code SWTV5. That's all one not word, SWTV5. And if you're watching this in the future, that code may not work. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell button, and watch the latest Let's Get Physical episode every Monday for the latest discount codes. You may want some eShop credit as well. Check the links below for that too. SwitchWatch.net for Western eShop credit, and we also have PlayAsia links for Hong Kong eShop credit, which you will need if you want the English version right now. I really have no idea when the Western digital release is happening. I don't know what's going on there. It's gone a bit weird. It was supposed to happen like yesterday or something, but it didn't. So what's going on? I don't know, but I do know the West is not getting a physical release. It is going to be digital only. Overall, Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher is a revolutionary game. Revolutionary in its ridiculousness. I love it. Is it the best game ever? Of course not. For some people who play this, it will have all the depths of a pub urinal. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Sometimes simple can be fun and accessible. It's addictive, and there's plenty of room to try different things with different monsters. You can play this endlessly for hours without realizing that time is slipping you by. Or maybe you will, but you won't be able to resist doing a couple more training sessions, a couple more battles, a couple of more tournaments. This game could last you either like a few hours or a few dozen hours, depending on how deep you want to go. The whole concept, well, it's wholly ridiculous, and I love it. I like it more than Monster Rancher 1 and 2. It's a bit more refined, and yet it appears that your monster can't die. Having a funeral was always a treat, so that's a bit of a bummer. But anyways, I do enjoy these games, but I'm not going to go overboard with my score of it, for a more general audience who aren't as weird as I am. But I think if you like what you see, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. A 7.5 out of 10. Alright, many thanks for watching. If you watched all the way through, leave me a banana or a flamethrower emoji in the comments. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's no flamethrower emoji, so a banana will do. You're a legend. Thank you for your support. Plus, our executive producers, here they are. If you want to own this game yourself, physically, then please consider using the links below. We also have digital eShop credit in the description too. Please check out some of our other stuff. You can watch my review of Monster Rancher 1 and 2 if you fancy, get a general idea of how similar they are, and of course my new channel, A Bit More Jordan, for a lot more me. You won't regret that, I promise.